We should never allow the government to decide what is acceptable speech and what is unacceptable speech. We should penalize behaviors, not opinions, and not speech. If you start trying to regulate speech, you start trying to regulate thoughts, you start trying to regulate beliefs rather than behaviors, there's no way that you're not going to abridge the constitutional rights of millions of Americans.
A shocking and pitiful image has given a new face to the war raging in Syria. So many have seen and shared pictures of this traumatized little boy after his rescue following an airstrike in Syria's largest city. He's being treated in the same secret underground hospital we took you inside earlier this week. And as our Richard Engel reports, he's brought new attention to a war many accuse the world of ignoring.
His name is Umran Daknesh, just 5 years old, and his feet barely hung over the edge of a seat in an ambulance. Dazed, he didn't cry as he wiped away blood and the dust from a building that collapsed around him in an airstrike. His silence somehow reminded the world today of its silence in the face of the atrocities in Aleppo. Umran was pulled out alive Wednesday. 5 other children died when the building they were in was hit during the relentless Syrian-Russian offensive on rebel-held areas in Aleppo. The image of Umran's face spread like wildfire on the internet. One tweet called him the real representative of the Syrian people.
Stop killing Syrian innocent people, civilian. Our children need to live in peace.
The doctor who treated Umran said today there were many more severe cases no one is paying attention to.
We need to protect our hospital, our doctors, our medical workers from airstrike.
Umran is recovering. His family now wants to escape. The same choice another boy's family made a year ago, Aylan Kurdi, whose body washed up on a beach. He too was a symbol of Syria's youngest victims. Now there's a new one. Tomorrow there may be another. Richard Engel, NBC News.
Breaking news, a woman dies a gruesome death, killed when her head was caught in Albany's Goodwill trash compactor. Albany police say Rebecca Hess was found dead in the compactor behind the store in the 2000 block of North Slappy Boulevard Saturday morning. Investigators believe Hess was attempting to get stuff out of the trash compactor when it moved and trapped her head and right leg. Now, the police department said Hess was trapped for a lengthy period of time. Police say first responders received a report of an injured person and they found Hess dead. APD said Hess's death has been ruled accidental.
ABC's Peter Jennings is at the anchor desk uptown here in New York and is now in position. Peter, I suspect you are looking at exactly the same pictures.
We are, Charlie. We've been watching it from the beginning, and we'll be watching this for much of the day. There is chaos. Let's go to the White House. Claire Shipman is on the phone. Claire, what's that we're looking at?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. All we know is it's a gigantic plume of smoke coming from behind the old executive office building.
Claire, let me interrupt you for a second. We now have fire confirmed at the Pentagon.
You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
The second building that was hit by the plane has just completely collapsed.
The whole side has collapsed?
The whole building has collapsed.
The whole building has collapsed? We're talking about massive casualties here at the moment, and we have... Whew.
They seem to have the problem at the North Tower, Peter.
Let's look at the North Tower quickly.
Seems to be coming down.
Hillsborough County law officers are looking for the man who firebombed the Winn-Dixie store on Palm River Road and 78th Street tonight. We have 2 reports, beginning with Pulse 13's Warren Ellie, who is at the scene of the explosion. Warren?
Yes, Suzanne, it happened just before 8 o'clock here at the Winn-Dixie store. It was controlled pandemonium. A man walked into the store, apparently with a gasoline can, spread the gasoline across the front of the Winn-Dixie store, threw a match, and ran outside. At this time, we now know there is one confirmed dead, another of the 16 injured here tonight.
The worst cases were rushed to Tampa General Hospital. 6 victims, mainly bag boys and checkout clerks. At least one so badly burned she was not expected to survive.
around the world challenged the powerful, and they bring all of this to every story that breaks.
We've got breaking news, and it's good news.
And touches your heart.
How do you even say thank you? Thank you is not big enough.
I made this.
The images shocked the world. Relentless bombings. Stunned survivors.
Apa yang ada?